Gorgeous, that was probably the best start to a game you've produced all season, and that had been an issue for you. But where do you think that's all went wrong for you tonight?
Yeah, we did have a good start. Going into this game, really nervous about the matchups on Vic Law and Bryce. I thought our setup defensively with Melbourne was better for us, and Delhi did what Delhi did. Tonight, those two scared me. How we matched up to them was a concern. In the start of the game, we had them in check, and from that point on, we struggled to control that. I thought as a coach and an organization, they did a real good job of creating mismatches with those two, forcing a Conrad or somebody to switch on to Bryce, forcing, a mismatch on Vic. And then I thought, AC struggled with Vic in the second half and in the second quarter. So, big picture for us after last year, these two games, I think, just say a lot about where we are all the way around as an organization, a team, a staff. We're just not there yet. And, not even close. These two games were instrumental on, as an organization and as a team, have we gone there with the competition after what we did last year. And it's been a weakness here for as long as I can remember. And, I thought last game was huge, and the Delhi thing kind of put a marker on it. Well, maybe because that was one I put on me, on how we guarded him and how we went. But I still thought we had an opportunity if we were where we need to be to win that at home. And then tonight, I thought the table was set. Why is this team for 32 years in a row made the finals? They lose in Adelaide. They don't lose this game. It's just who they are. So we're going to get that tonight, and we got that tonight, and that was laid out to everybody. Same thing I'm just saying to you now, and again, really fell short. And I throw myself into that as well. It's not just we've got some work to do.
Obviously, it's probably a bit of both, but do you put a bit more down to what you did defensively or at the offensive end? Because obviously the lowest score you've produced this year, you're leading the league in scoring with 75 points, 5 of 23, I think, from 3-point range. I mean, does that come down to shot selection, or was that just one of those off nights? I mean, where do you think you really fell down as part offensively as opposed to defensively?
I thought defensively it was really bad, and if we score, if we get near 80, we should be in the game with a chance. And tonight, there was. I thought we put, like, the first quarter, I thought we played beautifully, and most of the second quarter offensively really nice. And then when we fell behind in transition, off motion, I thought we took bad shots, and that's been an issue for us. But I think, if I was to point at one thing last year, we score this, we win. This year, I would say we're right there, or we might be the worst defensive team in the competition right now. 94 points. I don't know what we're giving up a game, but even at home on our home court, we're just not getting it done on the defensive end of the floor. So, I'm not pointing, but we didn't shoot the ball well from the three-point line. 1 for 9, 3 for 2, even with our shooters, and we still scored, 78, 80 point, whatever it was. It was all geared off the D. And that's what we were last year. And to win these games, these last two, we needed to get stops, and we didn't.
And I guess just last one for me, you spoke about where this team's at and what you learned from 2 games against those sort of championship contenders. Do you feel you've learned a fair bit about how the boys will now back up on a really short turnaround, and I guess the team that probably sees you guys as a little bit, right for picking coming on 2 losses?
Yeah, these are home games now. Now we're starting to play for our season. The top 4 is going to be really difficult. You can't, we've dumped 2 at home now. There's pressure on us to make the 4. Now these games, Adelaide, you just got to dig deep, and we got to get these wins as we go through our process. I like what's going on in the day-to-day, how we're going about practice. There's so many challenges this year for the staff, for the players, in so many different aspects and levels. And I thought, the people surrounding me have been tremendous, and I really loved what the guys have been doing on the floor. And I think on the day-to-day, but the last 2 games when, there's been pressure on and we've been under the hammer, where we've gone has just been disappointing. But I guess for me, finishing up, I just want to, the guy sitting next to me, I think, has like tonight, we had, again, we don't have Justin Simon here anymore. So, I thought the start that he had and the where he's gone, and we've talked about the team, but Justinian, as far as consistently, offensively creating and getting shots and scoring, and then defensively and rebounding and running the floor. I just think he's, and I'm excited, he's moved to another level. And when we come in the locker room as a staff, we look, who is our best player in the games that we've talked about of such importance, and where you find out about people. I thought against Melbourne, he was our best player, and I thought tonight he was our best player on both sides of the floor, offensively and defensively. So, you got to take some good and some bad, and the guy sitting next to me is going where he needs to go, and I'm pleased about him.
Justinian, it's an interesting one, because you sit there and you hear your coach say that he thinks you're the worst defensive team in the league, but at the same time, your individual defense is so much better this year than it was last year. It's an interesting mix.
Yeah, I'm just trying to go out there and, he's right. We're not a good defensive team. I think we have stretches where we are. I think in the first quarter we only gave up 13 points, so it shows we're capable. But it's going to take a, effort every single possession. And right now, we just don't have it, from myself, it's the whole team. It's not just, one guy. So I think, we've shown we're capable, but we got to just continue to try to sustain it throughout the whole game, or else we're just not going to win.
We all knew what sort of a shooter and a scorer you were when you arrived here last season, but can you just give some sort of indication of how hard you worked on every other area of your game to now become the all-round player that you are becoming?
That's what summers are for us, what post-practice workouts are for. I'm just trying to get better at getting down to the lane, get into the paint and make decisions, shoot off the bounce, and just continue to shoot the ball better. But and I think just having a year under my belt helps that as well.
And Gorge, just finally, what are your thoughts now on Adelaide on Monday night? And do you get an extra kick when you prepare for a game against somebody that you have such a history with, like CJ?
To be truthful with you, no. I was really pumped for these last 2 games and tried to bring a lot of energy to the day-to-day and tonight. And now I feel like early in the season it's desperation. We're at home, and those are 2 teams that are Final Four teams that are always in the Final Four, and I think it's really important for this franchise. Like I said, these 2 games, it winded me. Took a kick in the guts tonight. I haven't said anything to the team at all. But now this Adelaide game is really all or nothing. I know it's early in the season, but when you say early in the season, there's only so many games. It's not like last year where we had those bucket of games in Melbourne. You're going to play 28 games. We're getting around the 10-game mark. That counts, and you can't get these games back. And we're going to be on the road for a while. So CJ, Bearst, whatever it is, we're under the hammer and need to bring it on Monday.
Hello, Brian Joseph here. My question is about Tyler Harvey. 27% in this game, 38 on the season. The scoring's down. I think he was second in scoring last year. He's middle of these sort of 15, 16. Why are those percentages the way they are? Are you doing everything you can to get him the looks he needs? How do you explain the shortfall?
I can't really. I mean, I think he's targeted. JJ's targeted. He's had a couple of games where he's rolling, and I think you look at Bryce. Early in the season, and you could say the same thing. There's been he's gone through a process of a struggle, and right now. Things are just tough for him. He's getting shots that he hit last year that he's missing, and he knows what his role is on this team. It's that's why we got Xavier here, is to take some pressure on him, but he's got to score. Justinian's got to score, and he's got to take shots. And I said to him before the game, I think each of these games he's probably taken 3 shots that are ill-advised. And he needs to be aware of that, but he's got to be aggressive because it opens up everybody else. And I can't explain why they're not dropping, but I just think he's got to continue to play the role that he plays. And now it's just do we go small lineup and play him and Xavier together and put him in the 2 spot, or do we keep the ball in his hands? These are decisions we got to make, but I'm not quivering on him at all. I believe in him, and I'm full support there, and I think he'll shoot his way out of this.
Same.
My last question, and jump in either of you if you wish, but the obvious effects of COVID, I mean, the schedule changes and things, is there anything more subtle that perhaps you'd like to highlight that you're struggling with COVID behind the scenes or in private?
I think to be truthful with you, I think we've been really fortunate. I look at and you say, I mean, I'd love an excuse on this, but Perth has been taken away from home and they're bunkered down somewhere. New Zealand's bunkered down somewhere. We got COVID. Everybody got it at the same time. 10 days, the NBL gave us a 7-day, retreat to get ourselves organized to play. It's been stop-start, but we've had are one of the blessed teams in this. And I throw nothing. There's been frustration of not being able to play from an excitement where you want to play because that's what we do and we train a lot. But as far as the league goes, we've really been blessed. As far as what COVID's been thrown at us. So that's not the excuse. I just, again, whatever it is here, and I've gone through this process before. Last year, we punched above our weight, and we were much better and than anticipated. Now, backing it up the second year is always, now these teams come in there, there's a respect here. We're not catching anybody on the back foot. We tried to up the ante with our talent, put a better team together, and give ourselves that chance of not being the Illawarra of the past, the Wollongong of the past, where the next year's a dumping, and you can't, it's that. And that's where all of this sits in the challenge. It's nothing to do with COVID. It's to do with the challenge of the organization, and it's tough. These teams are all good, and there's no leeway anywhere. A slight and you're in trouble. And now, like I said, we're feeling it. But the challenge is there, and covert, it hasn't been in effect at all.
Anyone else? Thanks, JJ and George.
Thank you.
Thanks.